So let's be honest with ourselves for a minute and ask, are we ready to record? Hi, my name is Jesse, and I've been involved in church recordings for a long time. I've been in and around recording studios for almost 20 years now. I know I don't look that old, but I'm currently at Church of the City in Franklin, Tennessee, and we do a good bit of recording and writing there. And I also work with other churches to help their songwriting programs and record their music. This video will be all about assessing whether your church is ready to record a worship album or worship song. So there are a lot of factors when you're recording music to consider, and so for those people who are like, I want to record a worship record, I'd love to give you some stuff to think about as you pursue that. So I'm going to go over 4 questions that might help you determine whether you're ready to record or not. Question 1, is your church writing original songs? This might seem like a no-brainer to some people, but to others, this could be the first time you've considered that. Recording songs that have already been released is not a bad thing to do, but unless you're doing something new to the arrangement of that song, just releasing another version of that is not always the best idea, especially since if you're just copying parts that have already been written, a lot of times those tones and how much money they spend on hiring session musicians and making the right parts happen at different parts of the song and the mixing, it's probably going to sound better than your version. So putting out a less good version of the song is not a great use of your money. So a lot of times there's 1 or 2 songwriters in a church that might be really excited about writing, but the important thing is that originals are being written and even being led, which leads me to question 2. Is your congregation singing and responding to these original songs that you're writing? Again, this might seem really simple to some people, but to others, maybe you've never considered leading an original song at church. Since recording can cost a lot of money, it's good to know that you're putting your money into something that's worthwhile. If you've written a song that's really near and dear to your heart and you've never led it in front of somebody, you don't always know how they're going to respond to that. And some people might actually not enjoy the song you wrote at all, even though it's really near and dear to you. They have no connection and kind of feel like it's disjointed. So instead of going down the path of spending hundreds or thousands of dollars to record and release a song just to have nobody resonate with it might be a waste of money. So that's something to assess. Is your congregation singing and responding to the songs that you're writing? A third question to ask would be, do you have a plan to steward the song after it's released? So say the first 2 questions you just answered with flying colors. Yes, we write originals. Yes, our people love the songs we do. That's fantastic, and in a lot of cases, you're ready to record, but do you have a plan in place to steward the song once it's released? Just recording the song is less than half the battle. Once you record and release a song, it's not a guarantee that anyone will know that you did that. Does your church know about the release? Do your friends? Do your family? And if every single one of the people that you know streamed the song and then never streamed it again, how many streams would you get? So even some of the most popular of us probably won't get more than a couple thousand streams on a song if there's no plan in place to steward it beyond our circles. And stewarding doesn't mean just streams on Spotify or Apple Music. It might mean doing tutorial videos or getting it onto multi-tracks or creating chord charts, so that other churches can also do the songs that you're writing if your church is responding to them and really loving them. Consider the stewardship of your song after release as a part of the question, am I ready to record? And question 4 is, do you have a budget? The budget would be going to everything from pre-production to the recording night, post-production, marketing. All of that stuff is included in a budget. Recording can get pretty expensive pretty quickly. Depending on the talent you have at your church, both instrumentally, vocally, post-production, pre-production, songwriters, all that, it can get pretty expensive to fix some of the things in post-production. Now, budgets range, pretty drastically depending on what pieces you have at your church currently. Do you have professional musicians at your church? Do you have a professional mix engineer? Is your gear good enough? All those questions go into how much you'd need to set aside for a budget. But if you have no budget for a recording, then that might answer your question whether you're ready or not. So out of those 4 questions, did you feel pretty confident that you meet all the criteria, that you're writing original songs, your congregation's responding to them, you have a plan of action to steward these songs, and you have a budget for it? If you answered confidently yes to all those questions, then I think it's about time to record a worship song. But it's okay if you didn't say yes to all those questions. I don't think saying no, I don't have a plan to steward the song yet, or no, we don't have a budget yet, should hinder you from pursuing recording if that's really what you want to do. These are just simply things that might get in the way of success in your project. So now what? You've answered those questions. What happens next? I've created 2 resources for you that might help determine the next steps. The first resource is a more expansive version of what this video is about. It's about 10 questions instead of 4, kind of going over things to think about as you consider recording a worship record or a worship single. That link is in the description. And then the second resource is a song feedback page. A lot of times there's no one in our circle that we know that also does songwriting to give us any sort of helpful feedback. And while it's great to have our mothers say, fantastic song, sometimes we don't know if our moms are just being nice. So I've kind of created this form that you can fill out, send your song to me, and I will analyze the song. I'll look at the lyrics, the melody, the chords, arrangement, production, overall theme, scriptural basis, all that stuff. I'll take a look at that. I will give you feedback very specific to those areas in the song, and hopefully give you room to grow and know how to make your songwriting better. So if you're interested in that, also look in the description below. Also, at the end of the assessment, to see if you're ready to record, I have a link to my website where you can set up a 30-minute call with me for free to discuss what's next. You might need help with the songwriting portion, or the actual recording, or maybe the stewarding of the song. I'd love to help out with any of that. We can talk about all that after you take that assessment. Thanks so much for watching. Hope this was helpful, and hope to hear from you. We'll see ya.